Hey everyone, it's Matt. I'm back with another E55 video. This one is about restoring the wheels, which was an adventure for me. I saw somebody use this concrete and metal prep that they buy at Lowe's online for eating brake dust, and man, this stuff works. So I'm using a 4-to-1 mix in the green bottle, and I'm using a dilution of baking soda in the other bottle to neutralize the acid so I don't make big marks on my concrete driveway. So here's me starting out. You can see how caked up that wheel is with brake dust. So this car sat for about 3 or 4 years. Clearly there was a lot of brake dust already on it when it began to sit. So here I'm spraying it on and I'm going to agitate it with a brush. And I'm just going around the barrel first, and then I'm going to work it into those more intricate grooves that are the arms of the star pattern. These 18-inch wheels are ithonic to the E55. They are staggered, so they're slimmer in the front, wider in the back, and I think they're 8 inches in the front and 8.5 wide in the back. And I want to do everything I can to save them. All right, so now I've agitated. This is almost in real time, this video. I'm only cutting out, 20 seconds here, 20 seconds there. So now I'm working some of those arms on the inside, still getting the barrel. But yeah, coarse brush, 4-to-1 mix, and then I'm neutralizing with this dilution of baking soda. And it actually foams up, which lets you know that it's working. When you make this dilution, you want to use hot water so that it dilutes a little easier. And the granularness of baking soda doesn't clog up your spray nozzle. Yeah, you can see it foaming up there a little bit. I'm gonna wipe it down in those little grooves. I'll just end up throwing these towels out because you're not gonna get that stain out, or it's gonna be really difficult to. So the whole time here I'm assessing, am I going to be able to save these wheels? And sometimes it looks promising, sometimes it doesn't. What is a deal breaker for me finishing the wheels is there are portions that are decaying and bubbling up. And I don't know if I have the time and patience to fill all that with glaze and sand, glaze and sand, glaze and sand. So the story gets interesting and the outcome is phenomenal. So here I'm just hitting spots that need some attention. But I'm pretty happy with how it's coming on. You can see how this stuff just devours brake dust. As I said, I watched a video online of a guy using this same mixture. I think the 36-ounce container that I bought at Lowe's was something like $14. So $14 you can find out. All right, so time to rinse. This is the final rinse. And you can see how it's trickling down in the driveway. That's why you want to neutralize it, because that could make a mark if it's fully active. And I'm also going to spray it down to the gutter. The good news is that if you do stain your driveway, you can use the same products to clean your driveway. And word of caution, do not use this mix on powder-coated wheels. That's what I was told by a professional powder coater. Now I'm going to give you a close-up of this. Man, this turned out really nice. See, that brake dust is gone. Here's how the front turned out. And it looks pretty good on camera, but I'm becoming skeptical of being able to save these. So at this point, I've decided I'm gonna try and do this myself. Off camera, I applied citrus strip to get the paint bubbling, and now I'm using this paint stripping attachment for my drill that is hard but soft. It doesn't leave any marks in metal. And as I'm going through here, I'm seeing a lot of previous work that was done to this wheel. Now they probably did a good job because it did last a while, but I am seeing grooves that are going to be really hard to overcome. It's good. It would take a ton of time for me to actually save this wheel. And this isn't the only wheel. I mean, they're all very similar. So whatever amount of time this would take me, multiply that by 4, and that's my total time. So at this point, my enthusiasm for refinishing the wheels myself is at an all-time low. And I'm not really sure if they're savable. You know, a used set's gonna cost me $750, and I'm still gonna have to do work to that. And they might be the same condition, so who knows? So I just keep moving forward and continue with stripping the paint and trying to figure out how I'm gonna make this work, because these wheels are important to me. I could easily buy aftermarket set of wheels, but these staggered wheels are important to me. At this point, I've sanded, I've used a little metal filler, and I'm testing my painting skills. So I'm using Duplicolor's custom chrome, which really isn't chrome, it's more like a brilliant silver. And I'm just painting it on to see how it would look. Don't really care about these tires because they're dry rotted. So I'm just going right over them and giving it a nice coat, but I mean, you can kind of see my apprehensiveness. The problem are the grooves. I just can't get it to lay smoothly. And the color itself is just not like the original OEM look. Now on camera, these might look okay, but in real life, up close, it looks really bad. And I'm wondering at this point, should I put down some more sandable primer and see if I can smooth those out? How many hours is that gonna take me to get this thing right? So it's not looking good at this point. So I've decided that I am not qualified to do this. They may look all right on camera, but they look terrible in real life. Absolutely terrible. I'd be embarrassed to put these on the car. So I've decided that I'm gonna call in the professionals, and I'm not gonna have them painted. I'm gonna have them powder coated. So back in the day, I used to have a really nice Lexus GS 400, and I had its wheels powder coated satin black, and they turned out amazing. So I'm not gonna do satin black on these. I'm actually gonna pay homage to Mercedes, the CLK 65, and you'll see that in the end. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and looked for powder coating and found a really great guy named Jose who works out of Northwest Hillsborough County, which is close to me. Jose's official business name is Limitless Armor Designs. And here's his phone number. He sent me video after he sandblasted the wheels and decided, yeah, they're savable. And here's how they turned out. This is a gunmetal with an iridescent fleck, a tight iridescent fleck. When he sent me this video, I got goosebumps. I'm like, these look way better than anything I could have ever done. Jose is a real life magician. And here's how they looked out in the sun, laid out my driveway. And look at that AMG logo. It looks perfect. I cannot thank him enough. And spoiler alert, this is how the car looks today. I still have stories to tell, but you're getting a preview. And in my opinion, these wheels look better than anything that came out of the factory. What do you guys think? Let me know below.